Okay, I have a fun story to tell you. But first, fuck you guys. Stop making fun of me. Oh my god, I'm fucking making you an album. I will not put it out if you keep making fun of my hair. Shut up! I'm changing it after the doc comes out. It'll be the end of an era. I'm gonna give you a new era. I have announcements to make. I got some shit to put out. Anyway, doesn't matter. Leave me alone. Let me live with my fucking hair that I've had for way too long, okay? Shut the fuck up. Story time. Okay, so my dog Shark, right? Last week, he's throwing up all over the house. And he's throwing up like 3 times in the bathroom, 3 times in my room, 3 times in the dining room, a couple times in the living room, 2 times in the kitchen, a couple times in the yard. Not good. Not a good thing. But we're like, what the fuck did this dude eat? Because he eats crazy shit. Anything on the ground, he'll just eat it. Doesn't matter what it is. He's a fucking dog. That's what they do. But usually what happens is he'll eat something weird and he'll throw it right up and he'll be totally fine and move on with his day. He's done this before. So, and we've taken him to the vet before and they're like, usually like, oh, he'll be fine. He'll pass it. We're like, well, this is excessive. We're like, see if he feels any better, if he gets anything out. Nothing changes. It's not looking good. So we go, but he's a pit bull. He's indestructible. They're indestructible. They eat everything and they are fine. It's fucking insane. We take him to the vet, make sure he's okay. We're assuming they're just gonna be like, it's fine. Just like every other fucking time he's done this. He's done it so many times. We take him to the vet. We're like, ready for them to be like, he's good. Go home. And they do some x-rays on him, you know, the usual. And okay, so they do a couple x-rays and they're like, so we see that there's something stuck in his intestines and we don't know what it is, but you know, clearly it's bothering him and it's stuck and whatever. So they're like, we're gonna give him something that hopefully will make him pass it or whatever. And if it hasn't moved by tomorrow, we're gonna maybe have to do some surgery. And we're like, okay, makes sense. So they're like, we're gonna keep him overnight. Poor little quarantine dog has not been away from me for any amount of time. He's always with me. Anyway, we're like, okay, spend the night there. We'll see you in the morning. They're like, I'm sure he'll be fine. We're like, yeah, he's fucking whatever. We'll be good. So the next day is my birthday, right? And they call me and they're like, okay, so it hasn't moved and it's actually gotten worse, so we're gonna have to do some surgery on him to get it out. And I was like, okay, you know, great news. But also they were like, it's a common procedure, it'll be fine, he'll be okay. You know, I talked to some of the doctors on the phone, I FaceTimed him because I can't visit him because of COVID. Anyway, they're like, it'll go great, whatever, be really quick. So they're like, we'll call you when the surgery is done, we'll let you know how it goes. We wait a couple hours. And she calls and she's like, the surgery went amazing. Shark is doing so well. We all love him so much. He's so sweet. Da, da, da. We got the thing out of him. Da, da, da. I'm like, so what did you get out of him? Like, what was in there? And she's like, oh, it was a toy. And I'm like, okay, what was it? And she's like, it's an octopus toy. And my dad and I are standing there on the phone. I'm like, interesting. Could you send a picture? You ready for this shit? This is what they pulled out of they cut open his intestine and pulled this out, okay? He swallowed it whole! Money got long. You know the weirdest part about this shit? I've never fucking seen that toy in my life. I've never seen it in my life. I asked my brother because his dog and my dog play all the time. He's never seen it in his life. I asked my fucking friend Laura because her dog and my dog play all the time. She's never fucking seen it in her life. Nobody has seen that fucking toy. Whose toy is it? I've never seen it. He had to be there for 4 days. This dumb ass dog ate a stuffed animal whole. Swallowed it. Didn't even eat it. Swallowed it. And I've never seen it. The only possible explanation is because I take him to the dog park all the time. He must have just been there, and he picked it up. Some other dog probably wanted it, and he just swallowed it as like a defense mechanism or some shit. I don't fucking know. This idiot fucking dog. I picked him up yesterday, and as soon as he saw me, he started squealing, and then he squealed all the way home, and every time he looked up at me, he'd squeal out. It was very cute. Because he definitely thought that I was never going to see him again. Like, he probably thought I was just fully abandoning him. But let me fucking tell you what his recovery process has to be, okay? So, he has to be given a medicine every 8 hours, and then another medicine at 6 every day. And I think there's another one in there somewhere. I have to put a cold pack on his wound for 5 to 10 minutes, 3 times a day for 3 days. And then for 5 days, I have to put a hot pack on his wound for 5 to 10 minutes, 3 times a day. He has to wear a cone for 2 weeks, and he can't run or jump for 2 weeks. Try telling a 10-month-old fucking pit bull that he can't run or jump for 2 weeks. All of that shit is normal. I'm not surprised by any of it. For any dog that has to go through some sort of surgery, some sort of procedure, for anything like bad that happens, anything. The fact that it could have been fucking avoided if he hadn't fucking swallowed a fucking stuffed animal whole. He's such a fucking idiot. But I love him. But he's such a fucking idiot. He's fucking stupid. But I fucking love him. I love him so much. But he's such a fucking idiot.
For whatever reason he's giving you a hard time with his energy at home, it's very common that you have to prescribe a sedative on top of the medications you have. So